Okay, y'all. Good morning. It's Saturday morning, and I'm fitting to get to it. I haven't heard from my guy, and I don't know what his his plans are or whatever. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna beg somebody to work, right? Contrary to what some of the guys in the comments might think. It's obvious that because, working for me ain't for everybody. It's hard, man. It is. It's like freaking, well, it's hard, okay? Not knowing everything that they need to know, guys come out here and, well, it takes a minute to get to learn everything. When my other guy left in the middle of August, that left me a little bit high and dry, and I was going to have to either do all the work myself, which I don't know. I probably would have to drop a couple. I probably have to drop a few. And again, I'm not trying to do that. I go through this, it seems like every year this time of year, but what I'm saying is that when I hired this guy, I knew, and I told y'all in the videos, that there wouldn't hardly be time to train him on everything. And by that time, we were right in the middle of a drought, and we were getting toward the end of the season, and everything was not set in stone like it was the first 90 days of the season. So from April to August, from April to August, everything was pretty much set in stone, right? But then after the other guy quit, we were in the midst of a drought, and I was reeling, and I didn't really. I was like, oh my God, So when I hired this guy, there wasn't time of a structured environment to show him and teach him the way I do things. Now, he knows how to do the yards, and he's very thorough, much more thorough than me, but I know what the expectations are. And the new guy was going to have to learn my expectations there in August, and really the expectations of the customer, they were all over the place at that point, because there was nothing really keeping us going, like regular rain and that kind of thing, to make it where we could do this one every other Tuesday, this route every other Wednesday. Instead, I'm all over the place from the drought, and all over the place is very inefficient, right? So that's contributed to my new guy's lack of being able to succeed out here. Now, that ain't got nothing to do with coming to work and being on time and all that. That's a whole nother video. I'm talking about strictly from a standpoint of being efficient on the properties, and I haven't been able to train him properly, just little bits and pieces, because, well, there was no plan in place when he came on. It was like survival, right? It seems like it's like that almost every year. Usually by the time we get to August, everybody's burned out, me included. And even though this guy wasn't working for me then, he was doing his own stuff, so he was probably getting a little burned out too by the time August rolls around. That's my thinking. Now, I haven't heard from him, and I don't know what he's going to do. But either way, this show's going to go on. What I'm doing now is, since I don't know, I don't know what dude's going to do. I'm having to be proactive. I'm going to assume that he's not going to come out here anymore until he tells me different. Doesn't matter to me either way. I'm not begging nobody, and I've bent over backwards all I can do to appease and be straight with a good dude, right? So I'm not doing any more of that. They're going to call me, but what I have to do for the business, and it always seems to go back to the business and what the business needs. And since I'm talking about employees and the business and equipment and lawn landscape stuff, it all is predicated on the business and the moves that the business needs to make, not what I need to make personally, as far as, you know, employees, equipment, and customers, and blah blah. So I don't really I really ain't hardly got a say in the matter, really, because I'm going to do what is best for the business always. I have to. And if that is cold and calculated and a little tunnel, then that's just the way it is. Somehow, some way, I've survived all these years, and I ain't hurt nobody, I ain't beat nobody, and I've been able to manage things in a way to be able to stay open, you know, stay in business. So again, having all the knuckleheads that I've had in the past before this summer, you know, it's made me be a very proactive business owner, because, well, they were all unpredictable as well. So you never knew what you were going to get from day to day. What I have to do in the business is I had to be proactive now. You know, we had a talk on Thursday, and Friday he called. Friday he texted me and said he couldn't come to work, and today's Saturday. So if you're me, what do? Well, you bust your ass yesterday and get everything done that you can, and then on Saturday, the one day that I would normally have where I don't really have to do anything, you know, in the business, I'm going to be doing things in the business today. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to do some of the critical properties that will be on the schedule next week. We're going to go and take care of them now, because I don't know what the dude's going to do, and I'm not that dude that's going to wait and be reactive about anything. I'm proactive, and which means I'm going to go tackle some of these yards, so next week I'm good, right? And I won't need help either, you know, or if I do need help, it'll be, you know, very little. It won't be no, you know, full week of work. So, but the fact that, you know, it goes right back to what I was saying the other day. You know, not knowing is worse than anything, because it inhibits me, makes it where I can't plan. And just like right now, as I'm sitting here right now on Saturday morning, I can't plan my week right now, to where I know this or I know that. No, I'm not. I can't do that now, because I don't know what dude's gonna do. And what ends up happening this time of year, what happened last year with Zach, what happened the year before with Zach, you know, we get into this time of the year, well, guys start doing their own thing. They're burned out, they're tired, and all that, and then they're frustrated too a lot of times. And I knew this guy was going to get frustrated with the job requirements and with the expectations. I was trying to, in the beginning, because I knew he was kind of at a disadvantage being, you know, middle of August when he came out here. So, and then the drought. So I was trying to make sure I kept him busy enough, even though I might not have had to have him out here. I was still doing my best, and I did have him out here every day. We didn't take days off, even though I know that I could have, you know, skipped a day here, skipped a day there, and that kind of thing. So what me not knowing right now is going to knock him out of work if he decides to keep working out here. See, because me not knowing from a business owner standpoint, not knowing, I mean, I'm going to assume, and so I don't get caught up next week with all this work and not enough time to do it. See, right now, from this point on, if I work over the weekends, I can do pretty much everything. You know, having a guy out here, well, I try not to do a lot on the weekends because I try to save the work, especially with the drought and all that we've been in. And we're back in another drought. I mean, the rain has been really bad. So, and I know a lot of guys that have been out here in the past. They'll tell me, well, yeah, I got all kind of side jobs that I'm going to be doing. Well, they're going to dry up, and then when they do, what's up then? You got to ask yourself that. But see, from my perspective, I got to assume the worst. So I got to get out here and work on Saturday and Sunday. Now tomorrow I'm going to do brush cutting skid steer job. Pays $1,000, and yeah, I'll probably be over there about 3 or 4 hours on the brush cutting job. But sitting in Chucky with the AC running, and that's, you know, as long as nothing breaks, that's gravy, baby. And see, I was going to have him come out and kind of just support the machine, you know, and you know, give him a day's pay, you know, just to kind of stand around and you know, do little things on the ground. And we're going to be in the shade too. It was in the woods, and it ain't real thick woods either. So now the whole script done flipped, and I'm gonna go cut grass today. I mean, I got a list right there. Like I say every day, the business can't stop because the guy don't come to work, and the business is not going to save work for when a guy does come to work. The business is going to be steady, just like I am in my whole life. Everything is steady Eddie. I'm steady as you can be. I'm steady with everything that I do, everything, all the way down to the YouTube videos. Y'all gotta admit, I'm pretty steady doing the YouTube videos. I mean, I'm pretty consistent, and as consistent as you guys see me with the YouTube videos, I'm that consistent in the business as well. So I'm not gonna let guys come out here and their unsteadiness make me unsteady. The business is a straight line, and these guys come out here, they come and go, and they all, but the business is always persevering that way forward, always. And that is, well, that's the way it is. And most successful businesses, not that mine's big or anything, most successful businesses, they have to do that. They have to, because if they don't, then they're not successful, and then they can't afford to hire employees, and then the next thing you know, they're out of business. Well, y'all, come on, I'm not going out of business. I mean, if I was going to go out of business, I would have been went out of business, you know, years and years ago, probably before I hit 5 or 6 years. Those were the roughest times for me. But mainly because I didn't know nothing. It wasn't that I didn't have ability and all the calculating things that I do now. I didn't know anything. And so that was the biggest hurdle, you know, back in the day, you know, when I was 5 or 6 years in. After about 5 years in, that's when everything started really coming together for me. So for you guys that think that, and everybody's different, but for the most part, for me, for guys to think that they're going to come out here, I ain't talking about working with me, I'm talking about guys that want to start their own gig. If they think they're going to start their own gig and coming from nothing, now I came from nothing, so I mean, I had not even ran a lawnmower in years, 10 years. And I've never worked for another landscaper, so weed eaters, and I didn't know anything about any of that stuff. So you got to look at where you come from, right? If I came from a third world country, then and I make it to a nice middle class living here in America, then that's success. If I come from living at mom and dad's in the Hamptons, where they got 4 houses all over the country, then I become middle class. Well, is that really successful? Well, in the terms in their eyes, it probably wouldn't be, because they already started out, up here, where most of my channel is more designed and more geared toward the guys that are just starting out, that don't know nothing, that just like, well, that's the only thing I can talk about, because I don't know what it's like to have resources that I haven't worked for. I have no idea. That's foreign to me. But since I've been in business, y'all have seen me go through guys and all that, and what that does over time, over years, is that makes me super freaking resourceful. If I never had all the employees, if I had one employee that whole time, then I would be, well, much better off probably, for sure. Well, I'd be much bigger, because we've been to hire somebody else. I can't get the other guy that's like me. I can't get them to to commit and to stay with their commitment. Like I said the other day, and I keep saying, I'll probably say it every freaking day out here, when guys get out here, they're all hungry. They get a check or two, they're still a little hungry. They get about the 3rd or 4th check where it's consistent, because I'm known for consistency. Where it's consistent, then they start, and then, they start doing their own, they start acting up, they start acting out, whatever you want to call it. And for me, it's like, well, I got to be steady Eddie. That doesn't, whatever my employees think or does doesn't change my philosophy, steady Eddie. So I'm thankful and grateful that dude came. If he's not coming back, I'm grateful and thankful that he worked with me and helped me wrap up the remainder the last month, because he was only out here about 4 weeks,